Trust me, man, I know a lot about Dominos. Too much, in fact. It's sort of my thing. I know exactly the right amount of toppings for just about every menu item. I know that spinach, feta, Philly steak, and chopped garlic are supposed to go under the cheese to keep from burning in the oven. And I know that the 5-cheese mac and cheese is a lie. This isn't macaroni, this is pen pasta. There's a difference. Hell, there's a lot of cheese lies at Domino's. The best kind of lie is a cheese lie, after all. Like the Wisconsin 6-cheese pizza doesn't have 6 cheeses. Nope, that's a lie. It's got mozzarella, provolone, feta, cheddar, and Parmigiano, and yeah, count it, that's 5. Yeah, I know, technically the Parmigiano cheese is a blend of Parmesans and Asiago cheeses, but it's still one cheese altogether. Like, I don't think that counts. Not even close. If it did, the 5-cheese mac and cheese and the 5-cheese dip would be a 6-cheese mac and cheese and a 6-cheese dip, respectively, and guess what? Knuckle chuck, they aren't. What's weirder, though, is the melty 3-cheese loaded tots. Now, I don't know why Domino's sells tater tots, but it does, and that's something we just have to accept. It's a fact of life, and we can't change it. But what exactly are the melty 3 cheeses that come loaded on your tots, you might ask? Why, they're provolone, cheddar, mozzarella, and Alfredo, of course. That's 4. Alright, so maybe these aren't cheese lies. No, not really. They're more like little cheese fibs, cheese tall tales. They're cheese technicalities, if you will, because I guess Alfredo sauce isn't in and of itself a cheese proper, per se, but it's made using, you guessed it, Parmesan cheese, which, in case you missed it, pal, isn't provolone, isn't cheddar, and isn't mozzarella. It's counted as a cheese in the 5-cheese mac and cheese and the 5-cheese dip as well, so I don't know why it's not considered a cheese here. It's just downright odd. Alfredo is also made with butter, which I mean is basically a cheese more or less when you really think about it, though I don't know if that's really a hill I want to die on. Okay, maybe I don't actually know that much about Domino's. I will die on the hill that Domino's stuffed crust blows Papa John's and Pizza Hut's out of the water, though. Like, I'll admit, I was really skeptical when I first started hearing rumors about this thing a year and a half or so ago, and although I can't really eat gluten, I still risked it and tried it out once. You only live once, after all, and you don't want to miss life's greatest pleasures. And despite the minor little tummy ache I had, I don't know, maybe it's the usage of buttery pan dough without actually being cooked in a pan, or maybe it's some other formulaic concoction I don't really understand completely, but I think this is more or less the best fast food stuffed crust pie you can get your tongue on. Wait, what was I talking about again?
Maybe turning your and my little conversation here into a Domino's advertisement would get the devil's attention, but I don't think it worked.
I think what made this game and this mascot character entirely stick around for so long was just how intrinsically bizarre it was. Here's a little thought experiment. Think about Ronald McDonald or Colonel Sanders or the Burger King, or any of the other notable fast food mascots. They're all inherently really similar in the sense that all they do is suck up to their parent companies and brag about how great their products are and how much you need to eat them, or else, while the Noid was different. You see, this guy hated hot, fresh, delicious pizza. And Domino's too. He'd go every bit out of his way to destroy Domino's premier pizza products before anyone could even think of getting their grubby little mitts on and devouring them themselves because, I don't know, his character motivations never made any sense, but to be fair, when it's 1 a.m. and you have to explain to an angry customer why their pizza's missing, I think blaming it on the Noid is as good an excuse as any. But yeah, this guy was like a kind of reverse mascot, which is weird, but also sort of charming and fascinating in its own right. Sure, his plans to demolish Domino's Pizza were always thwarted, but it created sort of this reverse psychology in the viewer that made them end up rooting for Domino's, which is something this company actually really specializes in. Like, back in around 2010 or so, after being the laughingstock of all things pizza for years and years on end, Domino's launched a whole ad campaign about how suck-ass their pizza was and regained the public's trust by turning themselves around entirely. This time using actual real cheese. I don't know what they were using before that, but they made a huge deal about using real cheese this time. Regardless, it was a genius stroke of marketing bliss, which, in a way, the Noid was too. Too bad the NES game is about as suck-ass as 2009 Domino's Pizza. That just makes it even wilder that this game is stuck around in the public conscious for so long. Like, it's honestly just nothing all that special. It's just a standard bad NES platformer, and that's it, you know? The weird part, though, was that it's also kind of a perversion of the Noid's character. Like, the whole point of the Noid was to avoid the Noid. He's the bad guy. He hates pizza. He's a madman. Bonkers. But the game makes him the good guy, the hero. Now he has to stop his evil green counterpart from destroying pizza in order to get the big pizza reward, so I guess he likes pizza now, enough to fight to the death for it. This is stupid as fuck. And also his big gimmick is he has a yo-yo now, hence the title. I don't get that at all. What does a yo-yo have to do with pizza? What does it have to do with Domino's? So the Noid scheme to destroy, I mean, save it. And beyond that, why does the Noid look like the pedophile version of Bugs Bunny? Why? Is he supposed to be a rabbit? I don't know. Even the game itself doesn't have a ton of faith in the Noid here. Like, look at this. Only the Noid has the power to stop them. Using his super yo-yo and other inventions, he will try. They'll try. That's it. That's the best they could say for our hero here. The only way they could have fixed this game is by including Miss Pac-Man as a love interest, which sadly didn't happen. It's a good thing this is the only thing that could ever slander the Noid's holy name, though. Surely it couldn't get any worse for the poor fella.